Hello, everyone. This is Nate,
And I'm Angie.
and we just got back from seeing As Above, As Below. I got that title right, right? That
I
was
don't know.
correct.
Something like that.
Angie, well, first off, what did you think that was? What did you like about this film?
That's hard to say. I was entertained. I wasn't bored. Um, I I don't know. It's hard to say because normally I'll say like the cast or like it had a good story, but I can't even follow the story to even.
Well, one thing I would say in this movie's defense is that there's a lot of creepy imagery in it. There's a lot of things that are just, they're frightening. And it was very restrained with the jump scares. I very much appreciate that part of the movie. There's very few jump scares in a modern day horror movie is a rarity. They relied on the imagery, relied on the situations, they relied on the claustrophobia to scare people. That said, however, it didn't really feel like a horror movie very much.
No, not really. It was more suspense.
Yeah, 'cause it gets very far through the movie before the horror elements start popping up.
Yeah, I would say about like 2/3 of the way through the movie before
Yeah,
it
before.
gets actually creepy or like they show you in the previews. Like it takes a really long time to get to that creepy part that they make it seem like.
And for most of the film, it's just a bunch of people stumbling around in a cave.
I did like though the kind of like Blair Witch effect of the camera, but
Yeah,
it wasn't.
it was
Yeah, it
a
was handheld.
handheld.
Yeah, I thought that made it better.
And it did have the multiple shots because each one of their helmet cams had each one of their helmet lights had a camera, and then they had the professional camera with the camera guy walking around. So it was interesting. It did add a little creepiness. I mean, the handheld genre is played out by this point, but it didn't seem
I think it,
unnecessary.
yeah, I think it made it creepier doing it that way versus like how a normal movie is shot. Because I think what I liked or what was really creepy to me is I'm claustrophobic. And the scenes in that movie, I felt myself having a hard time breathing through some of the scenes. Like, okay,
It is a very
yeah,
claustrophobic
like
movie.
it. That's what. Okay, going back to what was my favorite part, that probably was because that really creeped me out because I can't do that, and so just watching it on film like made it hard for me to
Yeah,
breathe.
seeing people from their point of view crawling over bones, going to these little tight
The smallest of
spaces,
spaces possible.
freaking hyperventilating, trying to push on the walls and all that. It was very claustrophobic. It was very confined, and that did bring out a bit of creepiness in the film. Stuff I didn't like about the movie, everything else almost. I mean, like I said, it took a very long time to get to the horror elements of the film. And once that started happening, the plot became completely nonsensical.
I couldn't follow it. Like I mean, I get why they were down there, but everything after that point, I don't know. I'm lost.
Yeah, once they found the stone itself, once looking for what was it, the sorcerer's stone,
That's Harry Potter,
the wizard
but
stone,
some kind of
the
stone.
philosopher's stone, that was it.
Yeah.
The philosopher's stone, the stone that can heal people and turn the walls into pudding.
Okay, you're coming up with that on your own,
Well, no,
but
it's like it's an alchemy stone, whatever. It's supposed to change rocks into gold or something like that.
see, I didn't even really follow all of that.
Yeah, but like they're looking for this stone that's supposed to be an alchemy stone that some dude decided to bury in the ground instead of, to give him eternal life and riches beyond imaginable. But instead he decided to bury it in hell, deep underground. Yeah, it's like once they found this stone, the whole story became nonsensical. Uh, it didn't follow any rhyme or reason. There was no logic behind it. Suddenly, people were dying left and right for absolutely no reason, and they tried to tie it all together at the end, but it didn't work. This movie needed to go through another rewrite. It needed to go through another
Yeah, I
draft,
liked it up until about like 2/3 of the way
and it
when it
seems.
was supposed to start getting really good and intense. Is I mean, yeah, The shots were good, but the story itself, I couldn't
Yeah,
follow.
once the movie changed from a basic suspense thriller into a horror movie, that's when it
That it got
started going to
confusing.
shit. Yeah, when it was the movie should have stayed a suspense thriller. It would have made a pretty decent, treasure hunt suspense thriller with just that claustrophobia element. Because I've seen movies like that and they work.
Yeah.
Trying to make your way through a cave. I mean, it's been done before, but it's been done before because it's good. And once the movie changed from that into a horror movie, into the movie that they were trying to make, that's when it started getting bad,
Well,
which
and
is ironic, really.
I did like when they would bring the religious aspect into it about like the passages from the Bible about, when you enter hell, they'll make you like crawl on your bellies and stuff. To me, that made it creepy. That was good. But then when they went into more of the alchemy, like power thing, that was just weird.
Yeah,
Like I
so
think it could have ended a lot better.
definitely could have ended a lot better.
Like if they just went a different direction instead of the way they did, instead of coming up with all the powers, like which I still don't understand. I
Yeah.
don't want to say anything to ruin the ending, but I'm
Yeah,
lost.
if anyone sees this movie and sees
Understands and
and
explain
see
it to me
yeah,
because
and
I
sees
don't get
the
it.
end and goes, "Yeah, that makes
Like, oh
sense."
my gosh, it was brilliant. Like,
Yeah,
because I
please
don't
leave a
know.
comment because we don't understand what on earth was going on.
I
And
think I get like where they were trying to go with it, but then it doesn't make sense when I actually like sit and think about it
yeah,
all.
there's so many plot holes and inconsistencies in this movie. I can just drive a truck through the plot holes that open up in it. It's really ridiculous, and I don't think that there was a lot of time and effort put into this movie. They just kind of rushed it out thinking, this is just a dumb horror movie. Just put it out there, someone will see it.
I did like most of the characters. There
Yeah,
was a couple that I was like, oh, come on, but
yeah.
there was a couple really good
There
ones.
were there were a couple that I really liked. I mean, the main lead, she was kind of a bitch, but her not boyfriend, he was pretty
I
neat.
liked
And
him.
then
I
the
felt bad for him, like total friend zone,
yeah,
like the whole
totally.
thing.
Yeah, even got her put into a he got put into a Turkish prison by this girl, and he's still helping her
Never
out.
underestimate the power of a girl. Just
Yeah, I
saying.
guess
You
so.
can get a man locked up in prison in Turkey for a week and he still comes to your beck and
Yeah,
call.
and then not even call,
Or apologize
not
until
even
you need him.
apologize. Just go walk up to him and say,
And
"Hey,
casually say, by the
can
way, I'm sorry.
but can you translate this for me?" Yeah, and then there was her cameraman, the
I
the
liked
the
him.
token black guy in the movie.
I liked
He was
him.
pretty funny. I mean, it was kind of when he was the only one freaking out about anything up until when the devil started showing up, I
But
think.
he got stuck. I would freak out too. I would be done.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have even gone down, but
Yeah, but he was funny. The friend zone, Captain Friend Zone was funny. Nah, they were good, I guess.
yeah.
All right, so final verdict, Angie. As above, as below. What would you give it?
I'm torn. I'm torn between a 2 and a 3. It wasn't horrible. I wasn't bored. I really actually enjoyed the beginning part of the movie. The end did have some really creepy parts, some good, intense, scary parts, but the story just fell apart.
It did fell apart. I'm gonna give it a 3. And the reason for that, for a horror movie, I love how restrained it was with the jump scares. That's my number one pet peeve when it comes to horror movies. I've said it once and a dozen times. Jump scares are to horror movies what fart jokes are to comedy. It just ruins it. It's just stupid, unnecessary, and I
Some
hate
of,
it.
I think some of oh god,
Yeah, one or two, okay, I can tolerate. And this movie
and they
had,
did
I
it good.
counted two or three jump scares in this movie, which is really low, which is very appreciated. So
But
lack of jump
they did
scare.
it good though too. It wasn't just a random.
Bah!
Yeah,
Boo! I
exactly.
got you. So yeah, lack of jump scares, the creepy imagery, the funny characters, and the first half of the movie when it was just a creepy, claustrophobic
Yeah.
film. Negatives, of course, is going to be the nonsensical story once they started getting deeper into the caves.
Yeah, I'll go
So,
with a 3 too.
a 3 for me and a
Yeah.
3 for you. All right, that'll do it. I'm Nate.
I'm Angie.
You have a good one.